Okay, all right. In the last and ultimate lesson of Unit 7, we're going to talk about inequalities. So first of all, we're going to talk about what inequalities are. Let me use what's going on? Stuck. Let me use a different color. Okay. Let's see what's a good color. All right. You see, this is what I concern myself with. Let's go with this. Okay. All right. Inequalities. What are they? And how do we graph the solution? So in Unit 7, Lesson 3, you solve one-step equations, meaning this, right? So we got x plus 3 equals 7. How do you solve it? Well, you subtract 3 from both sides, and the answer is 4. So now let's say we're changing a little bit. So I'm going to get an eraser. I'm going to erase this. And let's say I change the symbol. What happens if I were to say less than 7? How would that change the answer? Well, I know for sure that there's not an equal sign anymore, right? So it's less than. And then the follow-up question is, we can actually graph that. So what would that look like on the graph? Okay, I skipped 3 by accident. Okay, so let's talk. Now, it's a lot of information. I get it. So let's break this down. Here, this symbol right here, right? The arrow that's pointing to the right, that's greater than. All right? Pointing to the left, less than. This means greater than or equal to. So think of it like this. This symbol is like if you write this and this together. So you would get this. How do you say that? Greater than or equal to. So greater than or equal to. So equal to. Okay, so think of it like this. You keep this arrow, right? And then with the equal sign, you take one of the slashes away. That's what you would get. And lastly, this, if this were this combined together, you get this. How do you say that? Less than or equal to. Okay? All right, the lights are turned on. Okay, just turn right back on. Okay, now, having said that, the other thing I want to point out to you is, okay, so should you see this, how will you graph it? And this is how you would graph it. All right? If it's greater than or equal to, so this one right here that we're talking about, greater than or equal to, first of all, once you see that it's at -2, you would put a dot on -2. Since it's going to the right, the arrow is going to go to the right. And since there's also an equal sign, you're going to fill the dot out. In other words, look down here. If there's no line down here, right? If there's no line down here like this, right? This one is a line, this one doesn't have a line. The circle stays open. Because what you're saying is, hey, whatever your answer is, don't include -2 as an answer. So by leaving the circle open, you're saying, hey, don't fill the circle in because that's not part of the answer. Whereas for this one, it's part of the answer, so you fill it in. Likewise, less than or equal to, right? Arrow, you see how the arrow is going to the left? Arrow goes, the red arrow goes to the left. Since there's a line underneath, you fill out the circle. Likewise, you see how the arrow is going this way, right? Arrow's going left, arrow going left. No equal sign here. So that means, hey, whatever your answer is at -2, that's not part of the solution. Don't fill that in. Because by filling it in, you're saying, hey, look, x can be -2, can be -3, can be -4, can be -5. That's the message you're sending. Now, with that said, let's try some of these examples. So let's pick another nice color. Nice autumn color. Okay, so here we have n plus 13. How do you say this? Greater than or equal to 25. So I'm going to subtract. So n is greater than or equal to 12. Okay, so think about it like this. You're just solving the equation. Nothing changed because of this symbol. You still got to subtract 13 on both sides of the symbol. Nothing changed. Now, here we're going to start so here it says 12. So I'm going to put a circle around 12. Greater than, so arrow goes to the right. You see how this line is here? Got to fill the circle in. So think of it like this. The answer is not just this. It's also this number line. Okay? All right. Now try this one. All right. So here we're going to multiply by 3, right? So n is divided by 3. What's the opposite of division? Multiplication. Okay? All right. Maybe you can't see this color. Maybe you can. So these cancels out. So I'm left with n is greater than, what's 3 times 3? 9. So where 9 is, I'll draw a big circle. Well, not that big. Arrow goes to the right. Arrow goes to the right. Now, should I fill the circle in? No, because there's no line underneath this. So they're saying, hey, your answer can be bigger than 9. So think about it. Is 9 bigger than 9? No, so don't fill this in. 9 is not part of the answer. 10 is though. 11 is, right? 12 is. Okay. Let's pick another color. I like this color a lot. Okay. So likewise, now, if doing this make you feel a little more comfortable, you can rewrite this. Now, you got to be very careful. So you see how when we did equations, it's just an equal sign? So you got to be very careful about how you rewrite this. Because if you rewrite it like this, you're wrong. Why? Because look at the arrow. Which way is the arrow pointing at? Yeah, at the letter. Look how, if you write it like this, the arrow's not pointing at the letter anymore. So you can't do that. If the arrow's pointing to the letter, when you rewrite it, the arrow has to point to the letter. So see how the arrow's pointing to the letter? Arrow points to the letter, the line underneath, and then you can start solving. Plus 6. Let's see, what is that? N cancels out, less than or equal to, that's 14, right? So where the line is, put a dot around 14. Arrow goes to the left. We go left. There's a line underneath. So what do? Do you leave the circle open or closed? You close it. You fill the circle in. Okay? All right. One last one now. That's a bit of a tricky question. So that's good. Did that on purpose. Rewrite this. 7n, right? Arrow points to the letter 0, right? In other words, 7 times what gives you 0? Let's divide. That's right. 7 times 0 gives you 0. So 0 divided by 7 is 0. So what do I do here? Circle around the 0. Arrow goes left. Fill it in. Okay? All right. Now try these 3 on your own. And then we'll go over it. So press pause. Okay, all right, and we're back. So what do you do here for number 1? Subtract. Right, so x is greater than or equal to what? 10, right? So where 10 is, put a circle there. Arrow goes to the right. Arrow goes to the right. There's a line here. There's a line here. Fill in the circle. Okay, that's it. Nothing crazy about this. Let's go with beige. Yeah. Now here again, if it makes you happy, you can rewrite it. In fact, as a matter of fact, I would actually strongly recommend that you rewrite this, because what's going to happen is even if you were to say, Mr. Ring, I can solve this, and you get 19 like this, some of you are still going to grab this wrong because you think the arrow goes right and you're going to put the arrow right, but it's not. Watch. If I rewrite this, x minus 7, arrow points at the x, arrow points at the x, and 12, right? Plus 7, so x is less than 19. So look, if you were to graph this, your arrow is going to the right, but if you do it the right way, rewriting the equation or inequality, your arrow goes left actually. So 19 like this, goes to the left, open circle, right? No line. Okay, one last one. All right, what's my favorite color? I don't have a favorite color. Well, maybe it's this one. Yeah, I like turquoise. Okay, so rewrite this. P plus 16, arrow points to the P. 20, right? Subtract 16. So P and then less than or equal to 4. All right, I'm going kind of fast because I'm going over this. You should have done this already. So where's 4? And then less than equal to 4. And there you have it, okay? Kind of a long lesson because there's a lot of stuff I had to explain earlier, but I think we made it. Okay, all right. Yeah, 10 minutes, that's good. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.
OMG, that was so good.